Hello.
Hi everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to Noel podcast.
Welcome to our podcast.
So today I brought a beer. Finally.
Ah, I didn't bring any drinks today because I had a little bit chaotic day
Mm.
daytime. So I thought, okay, I kind of wanted to have a beer to have relaxing evening, but at the same time, if I drink beer, then I will be sleepy.
That's actually
So,
true. So I am not sure that how much I can perform in this podcast, but I brought this beer because I wanted to flex a little bit because I just bought the 01 like which is like 0.1 liter glass recently, and I wanted to, and I never use it yet, so I want to use. So that's why I brought this one. And
with beer.
this I
Which
don't
beer
know.
did you
Oh,
bring?
actually, I didn't even know that what beer I even brought. I just checked which
Mm.
beer I brought, and this is Amstel beer, and it's like 330 milliliters, so I can use 3 times at least. More than 3 times I can drink.
Oh,
So
I'm a bit jealous of you. I kind of wanted, I kind of want to have beer, but for next time.
yes, next time maybe you can also have the small glasses. For me, when I have a big glasses or like pint or mass, I really cannot drink. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Because it gets warm and you don't see the progress.
yeah.
So you don't really
What about?
drink often.
Yeah, I get it.
Yes.
What about put one or two ice there? Ah,
That's sin. That should be illegal.
I heard German people hate people do that.
I think everybody hates to see is somebody putting ice cube in the beer. It's like so.
Honestly, I never tried.
You didn't miss nothing. So normally when I want
Good
to
to know.
use I don't know, when I want to drink cold beer, I don't put the ice cube, but I put the fake ice cube, so actually no water. You know.
Oh,
So it's kind of rubber container, or sometimes it's metal. So like it's like it doesn't melt.
It's for.
It's just like a metal thing, cold thing.
It's kind of like, is it kind of similar to the whiskey ice thing?
Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah.
Does it work? How is it?
Yeah, it works perfectly, and I like it because it doesn't really change the beverage taste of beverage. So
That's great.
I
I
use
think
it.
I should try it.
Yeah, you can buy
Mm.
it everywhere. It's super cheap too, and if you pay more than €2, you'll get scammed. That means you're scammed. Cheers.
Good tip. Cheers. I brought Stillwasser.
That's also some nice to drink. So,
So,
we focused on people around us for last 3 months.
yeah.
So this time we were thinking that we were having a lot of discussion and conversation about people around, and have we talk about us, just like I myself. So
Exactly.
yeah, that is why we want to have like I myself as a topic for this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this topic is like delivered from do I know myself well though? You know, this question.
Yeah.
And yeah, we can start from this topic. Do you think you know yourself well?
Actually, I thought I know about myself quite well.
Mm-hmm.
And after we decided to discuss about this topic, more and more I thought about, do I know myself well? Do I know myself well?
Exactly. You know,
I don't think I know myself
I don't think
more than 80%.
Of course not. Of course not. I don't.
Of course
Yeah,
not.
especially like for me, it's sometimes it's hard to listen myself too.
Mm,
Because I sometimes I get confused, and yeah, I also thought like you that I know myself pretty well, and especially when I was younger. I'm still
yeah,
young, but yeah, when I was like early in 20s, something like that,
yeah.
and especially in the teenage times, like of course I know myself. You will always answer that, but as
Mm,
I'm getting older, I thought like I'm like 70 or 80 or something like that. But as I'm getting older, I often question myself, why am I feeling this? Why am I feeling this?
yeah,
And
yeah.
and by these questions, I feel like maybe I don't know myself very well. I thought so, but
Mm,
maybe I don't know my heart, you know.
yeah. I'm thinking about when I was kid.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I just didn't really look into my feelings and emotions when I was kid. But I think more and more I think about myself and like as you said, why I felt in that way and why I react in that
Mm-hmm.
way is sometimes it's very difficult to answer. But I try to yeah I try to look my mind, but it's not every single day,
Mm-hmm.
I would say. But normally, how what kind of things you do um, for looking yourself, like your mind and
So yeah, sometimes like especially when I see some others' reaction, and sometimes I feel like, oh, my reaction would be different than them, and these times also I feel
mm,
like I'm pretty confused. Maybe I don't know myself well. Maybe that's the normal thing. Maybe I'm normal. So this kind of like thoughts makes me confused like time to time, and then I really like often I often test myself like self-diagnosis too, or like reading a lot about not the book, but reading some articles or like the like psychiatristic like journals, for
mm,
example. So like there's like neurology science things I read a lot to figure out why I'm feeling in this way, to analyze it. Then it makes
yeah,
me feel a little bit, yeah, better, and
better to
yeah,
understand.
and feel like I
Mm,
know better in this way, or I know myself a
mm,
little bit better today, something like that. So,
mm.
and I really enjoyed. I don't really trust 100% about MBTI, but I really enjoyed to have a test
Yeah,
and also have a discussion with others, like what kind of
me
MBTI you
too.
have, like these characters.
Is the thing is you and me we can also change over the time. For me, my MBTI has changed few
Mm-hmm.
times, but it was more or less similar. There were a lot of similarity about what I had before and what I had later and what I had after that and then what I have
Mm-hmm.
now is. But when I first saw my MBTI result
Mm-hmm.
and the description, I honestly I got goosebumps because that was my first time I read about the whole like I don't know like really long page about description which describes my personality
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Yeah, true.
That was so accurate for my perspective,
What is
and
which MBTI
mm,
are you, if may I ask?
I I have INF INFP,
And what
so
description
INFP.
is the most suitable and which makes you
Mm.
goosebumps?
It was more like um, I think more and more I dive into different categories because they had general
Mm-hmm.
explanation and then explanation about relationship with friends, relationship with family, and relationship in work or with partner. And they explain this kind of oh as a dreamer as a dreamer,
Oh.
and yeah, they dream a lot. Like not dream for sleeping,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. Like,
they are like daydreaming, and they have so many new ideas they want to execute,
mhm,
but it's really hard to execute.
mhm,
So you know me, so I have so many different ideas just come into my mind in very short duration, but really for dig into one thing
mhm.
at the same time, it's a little bit difficult because, for example, now we are doing a side project for this
Yeah.
no podcast. But at the same time, in my head, it's always so packed to think about different things. And I think maybe, like, we both know, like, so I would say probably, but um, I think that's why we can do this project together because
We have good harmony, by the way. We have very
yeah,
good harmony.
exactly.
I can always say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, also for
But
yeah.
not even that. Sorry, not even that. It's just so many things they describe was very.
And I
Oh
really
wow,
like
this
the
is so
character
me.
illustration, you know? They always have
Yeah.
this, like, each MBTI character has like one characters, and it's pretty cute for me, to be honest. Maybe we can make merchandise out of MBTI too.
Oh my God, do you remember your illustration for this?
Yeah.
Looks like a teacher.
Yeah, actually my MBTI is like ENTJ, which is just 2%
Yeah.
of population. And when I read this one, I was like, no wonder why I was feeling weird, you know? I was like, everybody is weird,
God.
but actually the weirdo was me. And for me, when I do self-diagnosis like this, like MBTI things, I always have like very radical, you know, like not in a bad way, but what I'm saying about radical is like very bipolar, you know, like, so I tend to choose either 0 or 5 or 1 or 4. And as once you mentioned to me that you often choose 2 to 3, but for me I
Yeah,
mostly
yeah,
choose 1
yeah.
or 4 or 0 or 5.
That
Yeah.
also really shows how different
Exactly.
we have the
Exactly.
different personality, because for me, whenever I have this kind of survey, if I choose 0 or 5, it's I don't know, it's very rare. Or if I have really full certainty
Certainty, yeah.
about the answer, then yeah, 0 or 5.
Okay, that's
Oh,
very
wow.
interesting. So for me, I don't know. For me, I'm like a yes or no person, like basically, and I like to understand something. You know, I like to understand some phenomenons, and I like to understand why is it doing like this, and I like to understand everything. And if I don't understand, I don't like to do it. But if I accept, although I don't understand, but I can accept, but that's no problem. But if there's something which I don't understand, neither acceptable, you know, understandable, neither acceptable, this kind of thing is like kind of no go. And my whole world is just like
Okay.
configured in this way.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
that
yeah.
I don't think I'm very complicated person, but I have this really visible line that which I like and which I hate.
So you need the reason
And
which
yeah.
you can accept and which you can understand.
Yes. In my flow chart, is
Yeah.
that acceptable? Yes. Is that understandable? Yes. That is something like I have my flow chart in my brain, and if anything
But-
against it, I get
Yeah.
a little bit frustrated. And these days, I'm working on it that I don't get frustrated about some abnormality, you know. But yeah, I'm trying. Yeah.
But I think that's also what I thought the good thing about this personality test. Of course, not everything is correct,
Of course not.
but they also shows us what is our strengths in terms of like relationship with people or weaknesses. I try to improve my weakness based on that, not only based on that, but just in general.
That's very good.
Because
That's really good thing.
yeah,
That's why I
because
really love to
otherwise
do
you don't really know.
self-diagnosis. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. I think that's why probably you also try to improve.
Mhm.
I because if I just want to leave myself in this world,
Yeah, then who
of course
cares?
it's not a
Yeah,
problem.
who cares
It's
about
not a problem.
MBTI? You do you, whatever.
But it's not.
So
So
yeah, for me, MBTI, I really, I mean, like other tests, I really like to do this kind of self-test because then it really helps a lot to understand myself. Oh, this is
yeah.
if you read in the description, it's like, oh, this is why I was acting like that. You will see that although you realize yourself, although you didn't know that, or even though you had it, but you didn't realize something, and also.
Yeah.
Like for example, when I talking to other people, like, oh, what is your MBTI, then when they say something, I say, oh, that's interesting, and then I have like a better understanding or kind of approach to them too. As you mentioned, that we are not living alone in this planet. So for me,
Exactly.
I really really like it. Although I try not to be obsessed on it.
Oh, that's the thing, because so we just talk many things about what we like about MBTI, but also what I hate about MBTI test was there were always some people, they try to judge me based on MBTI when I say okay, and the funny thing is always these people try to ask you first, oh, what is your MBTI? Or have you ever tested before? And then they just kind of try to analyze.
Yeah.
Oh, so you react this because you're this person.
Yeah,
This
that's
thing,
a little
I
bit
don't
bad.
really like it.
I understand that, and that's why I say I try not to too obsess about MBTI or any self-diagnosis, because it's not 100% correct. And also the thing is, I really don't like prejudged. I really don't like to be prejudged, or like about my appearance, or like about, I don't know, like obviously appearance and MBTI or my nationality, this kind of thing can create some stereotypes, and stereotypes always lead to prejudgment, and I really don't like it. But although on the other hand, I don't care either, but I try not to prejudge people by that, although I try to have better approach, but that's just for the, how do you say, like approach, but not the judgment. Do you know what I mean? So I try to do it in a good way, only
But
for benefit.
yeah, exactly. It's also fun. I had a lot of fun looking into this different kind of MBTI meme on internet for a while, because it was so funny. And like, especially you feel a bit more related to MBTI meme if they explain your MBTI.
Yeah.
And you kind of had a feeling that, oh yeah, we are kind of in a one community. But yeah, I also try not to look into this meme too much, because it was too funny, so I spent quite a lot of time to looking that. So I try not to.
I really like, for me, my favorite MBTI meme is, like, for example, there's a meme that, like, there are 3 or 4 different characters and doing something, and they all have different MBTI characters, and then, like,
oh my God.
like, for example, if you know what is your friend's MBTI, then you kind of, like, Photoshop your friend's face or like your face onto the meme, and it's like sometimes it's exactly the same. It's like literally the same.
Exactly.
That's pretty funny.
So crazy.
Yeah.
I think that's why people likes it.
Yeah. We feel like sympathy.
Like us. Yeah.
So we talk about what kind of person we are, but what do you have any specific thing that like, for example, what do you think what makes you different than others?
Um, I think more, I can say I listen where people, I listen to people where, or I think I have more empathy in general.
Totally, yeah.
But the thing is, I didn't know before.
Oh,
I didn't realize it at all.
then how did you realize it?
Well, the point I started realize was when I listen to people or my really close friend,
Mm-hmm.
I really felt I'm having the same emotion what they're going through.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Especially, yeah,
That's very special.
for example, sadness or happiness, like whatever the emotion or kind of emotion, I don't know how to describe, but
That's
especially when it's sadness, I'm sad.
Oh wow!
It's like,
I didn't know that like you are like really really like sympathetic on others' emotions like in this way. I knew that like you are a sympathetic person. Yeah, like you know you take care of your people very well. But I didn't know that you also feel the same emotion with others. So I have to bring only I mean many happy things to you, not like only sad things. So we can
no,
both be
but
happy.
the thing is that means, but of course not. This emotion is not connected to everyone.
Mhm.
Like, but people I really do love, people I really do care. I think sometimes I kind of feel like their emotions just connected to me. Like if you feel happy, if you're really energetic, and at the same time, if I'm in the same mood, of course, it's the best solution.
Mhm.
But um, if, for example, like if my best friend or the closest friend, like you, when you're having a sad moment, and when we are having conversation, then um, that also makes me really sad, you know. But
That's actually
um,
very like nice. I mean, wonderful thing. Like I admire that because that's like actually if I can talk about my difference between others is like I'm lack of this and I'm like really lack of this one. I don't really have
mm,
this sympathetic point, sympathy to others, and although I'm trying to, because like of course like as you mentioned like you don't have this sympathy to everybody, but you have it for your like beloved persons, you know. But for me, it's as I said, I need to understand or either understand or accept it. But like if I'm not
mm,
this person, how can I understand? So for me, like this is pretty hard to be the
mm,
person to understand this person or to
mm,
feel
mm,
this person. So I'm trying hard. I'm trying to make it up because I think it's kind of like lack of some, you know, missing
mm.
that other people has. But yeah.
I wouldn't say it's lacking because um like, so for example, you can approach from more the problem and the reason, and then you can give better solutions, for
Mhm.
example, I would say. And not every time having sympathy is really amazing, because that means you also really need to control yourself sometimes, to not to being affected by other people's mood,
Mhm.
because it's not, sometimes it's not so ideal. And but at the same time, it's also a really really great thing that if you want to celebrate
Exactly.
something
Exactly.
which your friend is
Yeah.
going through really amazing time, I can get more excited.
Exactly. That's really
This
nice
is
thing.
amazing.
Like
Yeah.
for me, like I don't really have that big excitement, you know. Like also
Mm.
my mom, I mean my background is robotics, you know, and my mom once told me you should learn how to talk to people, not robotics. You become a robot
Ah.
learning about robot. That was it. Yeah, this is not very nice thing to say, but yes, actually, that at that
Mm.
point, from that point, I was okay. If my own mom telling me this, then I really have to work on it, you know. So anyway,
Mm.
yeah, we talk about our mind now. What about our body? Do you listen your body?
Yeah, I try to. I think more and more I'm getting older, I kind of know my body then, like where than before. I don't know what happened because sometimes when you have a little bit of pain from somewhere, it kind of feels like, oh yeah, like this part is telling you, like, please chill out. Please chill out.
Like, are you crazy? Are you nuts like this?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, especially for example, I kind of understand. Like, like, if I go on paddling and paddle too much, then like my body aches,
Mm,
my muscle sores more than before. You know, much more than before. As
exactly,
if it's shouting
exactly.
at me, "Are you crazy? Like, you cannot
Yeah.
paddle like this anymore." You know, something like that. Like,
But
but what
yeah.
kind of effort would you? What kind? What are you trying for your body then?
Try to listen my body, you mean?
I mean, yeah,
How do I try?
to treat your body. Like, do you think you are
Mm.
treating your body well? I'm not sure about it. I cannot tell. I'm treating myself pretty well. I, I,
I'm not sure.
I treat my mind. I try to treat my mind pretty well, but body is
Mm.
always like
Yeah.
something. It can be
Actually,
recover.
I'm trying these days. I just slowly, very slowly, is I try to drink less and also try to drink less coffee and
And
try to
jogging every
reduce
day.
caffeine. Oh, maybe we shouldn't talk about jogging because if you remember our New Year's resolution,
That's why I
jogging,
mentioned. So
yeah, it's not going so well. And if you remember, I have tried yoga for a few months. It was super, super nice.
to be
But
fair, I
I'm
also
planning
stopped
to
doing yoga.
start. But actually, during yoga, I had really, really good feelings. And
How
oh, my
long have you been
body.
to
It
doing
was
it?
around 2 to 3 months, I would say.
Oh, every day.
And I really. No, not every day. It was maybe twice per week.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it's really
Mm.
good. I heard that like having yoga every day, at least 10 minutes, is much better than actually it's much better than twice in a week for an hours. Yeah, like doing
Really?
every day yoga is much better, and it was one of my New Year's resolution, and I think I can say the podcast the only resolution I'm keeping in this year. So that means I don't really treat my
Oh.
body that well, but I
But you did try this, what was this, Thai boxing? No?
yeah.
How
To be honest,
did you stop or?
the gas price was too high, and I couldn't drive to there.
Ah,
Like because it was like
yeah.
30 kilometer away or 20 to 30 kilometer away, and
What?
yeah, and like if you have, I mean, it wasn't that expensive. The gas price was 1.25 or 30 per euros per liter, and then
Mhm.
this year it become like 2 euros per liter.
What?
Yeah, and every time if you drive 60 kilometer, you are dumping money on the road, and I feel like okay. Also, it's because it's far away. I couldn't really spare time for that, and I've become
Mm,
extremely busy recently with my work, which
yeah.
so I. But um, to be honest, I'm having this mind that like I'm moving to another city in October, and from
Mhm.
October probably I will go back to weight training because
Yeah.
I think weight training is the best training for me, which suitable the most for me. And these days I'm having neck pain, back pain, and so on. Although I'm doing the stretchings every day, but yeah, it's not. I think I lost all the muscles on my back. That's why I have this pain.
Mm, but it's really nice to know what kind of sport is suitable to you,
Yes.
because that means you also have tried many different things. Otherwise, you never know.
Yeah, that's also true.
Mm.
And I feel lucky that I did for weight training for 10 years actually, and I was
10 years.
yeah, I was pretty good, so I was be able to teach other,
Mm.
train other people too. So for me,
That's amazing though.
yeah, it's also like one of the strengths which I could highlight in the difference. But yeah,
Mm.
I like I like to go to gym, and I'm actually excited to go back to gym in the
Mm.
new city, so to say.
Nice. I will definitely visit you.
Of
I will
course.
find you at the gym.
That is why I bought this glass, too, because it will be only big beer over there. So you are
Yeah.
invited for the small beers because I bought 2 of glasses.
Yoo-hoo. Exciting.
So about the body, when was your last time you did a health check?
Health check. Um, like really detailed one. It was very long time ago. So this year I would like to do actually.
I highly recommend
Mm.
to do.
Yeah.
We are in that age.
Yeah, because earlier is better.
Yeah,
Earlier is
exactly.
better.
Exactly. Like
Mm.
back in the days, I didn't didn't worry about my health that much. Like especially
Mm.
if you're a teenager, or 20s, or even now, sometimes I'm so lazy to go to see a doctor. So I feel like especially in Germany, because
Mm.
it's hard to go to see a doctor, not like in Korea. So to be honest, I
Yeah,
go to
without appointment.
see a doctor for having sick leaves, and I feel like
Mm.
hospital is either like giving you a sick leave, or when you are going to die, then you go. And
Yeah, it's. Mm.
but the thing is, I heard from my colleagues that emergency room in Germany is not like emergency room in Korea.
How is it?
In Korean emergency room, like if you go to emergency room, you have your bed already, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
No, there's one bed in emergency room, so you have to take a tube.
What?
That's what they told me. So for
No.
that, okay, I have to go for health check properly because I cannot rely on emergency room.
Ah. Wow.
I don't know if that makes sense, but also, yeah, that kind of makes me a little bit worried about it.
But that's something I didn't know at all, because for me, emergency room has a lot of different beds.
Yes, and
So
you,
whenever you go, they just guide you to
Yeah.
lie down.
It's
on the
like
bed, and the
restaurant.
doctor comes to you.
it's like restaurant, but like a huge restaurant, so you can always have your seat. For me, emergency room is
Yeah.
like that because it's
But
emergency.
here, I never been to emergency room in Germany, so I didn't know.
But I
Oh.
also like, I don't know. So I'm kind of worried about my health, and especially after COVID time, when you have
Mm.
any symptoms, you feel like, oh, is it COVID? Or like you have like kind of concerns
Mm.
about your body, and you Google it, for example. Then if you Google it, then
And always
man,
the side effect, you're gonna
you have
die.
cancer. You have cancer. Always you have cancer, or you have to cut.
Always.
You have a tumor, or you will be disabled or dying. But I think it's not only for human. Recently, I checked for
Yeah.
my cat. Like I checked the symptom of my cat. I googled it.
But how often you need to bring the cat to the doctor?
Whenever it has problem, I guess.
Ah, okay.
So when when you see some problem and you check on Google,
Mm.
you Google it, then it also say your cat is dying.
Oh my god.
So I don't think Google is the reliable partner.
Mm.
So
I think the best solution is just go to the doctor and but also in Germany, for example, you always need an appointment.
I mean,
So
you
it's
can
not
walk
so
in, you can be a walk-in customer, but it's no guarantee.
and then you need to wait like for a few hours.
Yeah.
I had experience here a few times. I even called them. I even made an appointment and I went there and they reject me because I didn't have private insurance.
Yeah, that's happening a lot.
That
actually.
happened a few times.
That happens a lot. Most of the, I mean, if you go for like home doctor, then it's kind of lower case. But if you go for example, skin doctor, if you don't have private insurance, nobody wants to have you. Like it's very
Yeah,
hard because they don't have capacity.
Yeah, otherwise you need to pay extra. Just pay yourself.
Yes, yes. I mean, but then
Yeah.
what is the meaning of the insurance, right?
Exactly.
So
Ah,
actually,
so
we also have some this in this episode. We also got some questions from our friends or colleagues or from
yay.
like the people who knows.
Yeah,
And
yeah. So
which question can we start? We have like several questions.
yeah, we just asked to few of our friends around us, and it just can be anything, and just they can ask us anything. Maybe we can start with these questions. Why did you move to Germany? But this question we wanted to focus on our mind because of this this month's topic is I.
Mm-hmm.
So I will ask you why you needed to make this decision
So yeah,
back then.
okay. Actually, at that time, when I made a decision, I didn't really had I didn't decide that I have to go to Germany like that. Actually, I wanted to go anywhere because how I felt was, it's too small to stay in or live in only in Korea, and I want to move. I want to stay in here and there, and so on. And yeah, that's actually the biggest thing. And I wanted to. And another thing is I wanted to test myself that if I'm able to do it, like how's my ability, you know?
Oh.
Yeah. Like if I can do this, like something like that. It's also
Mm.
that's why I always highlight it as like, oh, I could come here for adventure, because like, and then it was like, one click, maybe Germany, engineering field, Germany, like that.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't really take too much time to think about, oh, where should I go, like that. It was all
That's-
coincidence. Mhm.
That really reminds me of our prologue of
Yeah.
Noor. When you introduce yourself, I'm Han, I love adventures.
Yes.
Actually, that explains everything, you know.
And
But
yeah,
yeah,
what about you?
uh, for me, so we actually, since both we moved to Germany, I'm sure we both got these questions a lot.
Yeah.
But actually, it was really great opportunity to think about why I needed to not focus on like other things.
Mhm.
I think I was pretty similar to you because for me it was more about a decision comes from my emotion back then
Mhm.
because I had kind of feelings for some time, especially that year.
Mhm.
Don't know exactly why, but it was time to move. Not moving to different country, but it was time to move on
Move
from
on, yeah.
my current situation,
Yeah.
my the previous situation. And the big thing was I was having this consideration for changing my work environment back then. And after I kind of thought, but I never had experience in other countries,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe that was same to you, that maybe it's the time to challenge myself
Mm-hmm.
or just change to different company in Korea.
Very good.
But
Always change
but
is
I
always good.
yes, but I think just not only for that year, but really long time since I was student, I think I was having a lot of this desire about having experience in different countries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
for sure.
that was a good timing, I think.
I
So
I also
like
feel
yeah.
like, do you also had this kind of feeling like this will, if I don't go this year, it will be my last year.
Mm,
It will be my last chance. Maybe if I don't move on, I will never be able to
mm.
live in. I will be never have being chance to
Ah,
live another country. I also have that kind of thought too, because of the social
I
pressure and so on.
the social pressure definitely. I didn't have that feeling, but I had question from my friend when I talked to them after I decided everything myself. Oh yeah, I'm going to here and for this and that. They're like, um, they thought even though it was 4 years before, we were pretty young,
Mm-hmm.
you know. They thought we were not young anymore.
Yes.
This was the reaction I got,
Yeah, yeah, that's so
and
true. That's so true.
so I think that may bring some doubts about it, but actually I didn't have any doubts about the decision I made. I was thinking pretty longer time, but I think for preparing everything
Yeah.
to really make it happen, it didn't take long.
For me, just visa took the most time, and to be honest, as you mentioned, that I always had this kind of feeling that I want to go out, and I was
Mm,
about to go out like several times, even like pursue some
mm,
visas and so on, but like
mm,
every single time I had some realistic problems, like so
mm.
which I couldn't really go move on. So I was
Yeah.
waiting for very last moment that okay, like I think like I was waiting for this, and that is why I was feeling like, okay, this is the last time. If I don't go, I will never go. Now or never. Yeah.
Mm.
So actually, my original plan was staying 3 months only.
This is so crazy. My plan was also 1 year.
Like just
I
to
think
see.
maybe I think that's why for us it didn't take long to prepare.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, my feeling was like I got to Germany and I will see and I want to have a PhD,
Mm.
and if I cannot find
I remember.
PhD or job in 3 months, I come back. Like that means I don't belong there, you
Mm.
know. And the thing is,
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
this is very funny and such a coincidence thing that when I was thinking about going PhD, I was always thinking about Munich, and I went to Munich
Mm.
University to see, you know, and and at that time I was thinking maybe PhD is not my thing, maybe Munich is not my city.
Oh. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then somehow, not like on October, I moved to Munich.
Life goes on.
Yeah, like life is so unpredictable, so unpredictable.
We never know what's gonna happen. Even though you plan everything.
Yeah, that's why I don't really plan that much. I love to plan something, but I don't plan the detail.
Uh,
And yeah, anyway,
that was
sorry.
yeah, that was really good question actually.
Yeah. And
Thing.
also, like, actually, this question, why did you move to Germany, is delivered from my work buddy. And
Mm.
she asked me another question, that what do we miss from my country the most.
Oh right.
For me, I can definitely say the things I was used to. I thought like I miss
Me too.
like food or something, but no, like I think I miss things or people or anything that I was used to. Like for example, family.
Mm.
You didn't really feel like
Mm.
they are there when you live there,
Exactly.
because
Exactly.
you are to get
I
used to.
Yeah.
Or
The
emergency
first
room.
time. Yeah, I completely agree with you. Is food we can make here.
Yeah.
But food, what I miss the most is my mom's food, for example, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like other Korean cuisine,
Same. Like home meal.
we know how it tastes. But even though we know how it tastes, our mom's home food, I still do miss.
It's love. It's not just food, It's just love and
Mm,
the environment. So, like,
yeah.
also not only family, but the system that I was used to. Because like here you
Yeah.
have to learn everything new, and sometimes I feel frustrated because like I feel stupid. Like I would never have this problem in my country because everything is used to. I get used to it in
Exactly.
everything, but like for example here, because you're not used to the system, you make some stupid problem. You create a
Mm,
little stupid mistake, and it creates a big problem.
mm,
This kind of thing,
yeah, completely
yeah.
agree. Like also, I do miss a lot the mountains,
Oh, that's
mountains
true.
in our city, because here in Germany in general they have different kind of mountain places, but not in Berlin.
Not in Berlin, but in Munich a lot.
Ah,
But
I will go. We should go to hiking. We
you
should
know
go for
what? I'm
hiking.
totally opposite person than you because for me mountain is not a
Ah, I
problem. And
see.
I
Okay.
hesitated to go to Munich a little bit because it has high sea level. It's like 200, 300 meter high from
Oh.
the sea. And I'm from sea, which is sea level at 0 meter. And I feel like
Yeah.
I'm going too far away from the sea. And what I miss about Korea
Oh.
is small size country, so you can reach to everywhere in 3 hours.
Oh, that's true.
That's what I miss actually these days a lot when I had to
You
drive
know,
like
Seoul to Busan
yeah, it's 3 hours.
with KTX is 2.5 hours.
Two and not
Boom.
even half. Not even half.
Ah,
But you
yeah,
cannot even
this
come
kind
to
of
my
thing.
place in 2 hours,
No,
It's yeah.
no way.
So next question. I like to have this one. What was things I didn't expect but I am good at?
Mm. Mm. Oh, this I can think about. So actually, it's kind of related to what we talked in the beginning
Mm-hmm.
about what what makes what makes you difference with you and others. But this one, I think I'm doing where um, like something I didn't expect,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm good at. I'm doing where just doing something alone
Oh, that's actually nice to
because
discover. Like to know that you are doing
be,
something good alone very well. Yeah.
because this is also something I didn't realize why this can be a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But more and more I think about, mm, actually it's good. Like for example, if you go to museum, of course it's so great if you
Mm-hmm.
go with friends or your boyfriend going together and share some same interest and talking about what we have seen together. But also when you do alone, like different kind of activities, you really focus on this and communicate with you and this thing
Mm-hmm.
just one by
Yeah,
one.
you have more focus to something.
Yeah, yeah. That's something I didn't expect. Mm. What about you?
For me, actually, but I mean, drawing. I mean, painting.
Oh,
Like I always thought I'm shit drawer or I'm shit painter because I had my homeroom teacher, no, not homeroom teacher, but like private teacher when I was kid to teach me painting. And I'm not sure if I told you this story, but like she refused to teach me, and
Really?
she told my mom that she
How
doesn't have talent.
how there is refusal for the new student?
I was not even 10 or something. I was like 9 years or something like that, and it was sketch
Yeah.
session, and like my teacher, I remember that she said that she was very frustrated because I always wanted to do my way, and
Mm.
and anyway she refused. I mean, she resigned. Basically, I cannot teach her anymore. She doesn't have any talent. In front of me,
Resign.
and so I thought I was 9 years old basically, so I thought like I was shit at it, but
Oh.
anyway, I mean, it's for me now. Painting is how you feel like, and I feel like I'm doing good at it.
Exactly. I think also maybe or why this teacher told to your mother she's not talented. Maybe because we have standard basically. When you go to art class, art school in Korea, they have standard, and everyone draw the same thing. And actually, when I was thinking about these questions, I wanted to put painting into the next question. Okay, maybe we can transfer to the next question.
Yes,
So
yes, let's do
what kind of things you thought you will be good at, but actually not good at. When I was young, still until the high school and even the university student, I completely believe I'm so bad at painting, even though I was in the art class for a longer time, because the class process is basically not every time is linear. You can't draw anything you want. They want you to draw the same thing with other students, and you need to follow the same structure. And then at the same time, you can compare with your result and your friend's result, and you can really see how different it is. And I think that's how I just slowly stopped
Oh, really?
painting. Yeah, because at that time I started playing piano much earlier, and then I started doing together. So I needed to do piano class and the art class outside of the normal school class, and then so both I did pretty long, but I think for art class, actually I continue longer, but I didn't continue. In the end, I stopped because I thought, okay, maybe I'm not good at.
And how was your feeling then?
I honestly, I think I'm still in that, I'm still there. I'm still in that place. I still draw myself, but now I'm really on the same page with you. I don't want to go back to drawing something that I used to draw before. I just draw randomly whenever I want to draw,
Yes,
whenever
yes.
I have some ideas I want to
That's real
kind
art,
of
isn't it?
visualize.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has no pressure.
Yeah.
It's more like I can enjoy.
Yeah, I totally
Yeah.
understand. I also really didn't like the sketch class that she said, yeah, do this, do that, which I don't understand. I told you, if I don't understand, I don't do it. That's why maybe she had difficulties. For me, like, actually, it's quite funny for me. Like, the thing that I was confident but actually not good at it was driving manual car.
Oh,
The reason why I was
일종.
very confident, no, manual car. It's not like 일종. 일종 is just size.
It's different?
It's size. 일종 is size.
Ah.
Yeah. But the reason why I was very confident on driving manual car is like my childhood life was in arcade, and I always drove this manual, sim racing cars with the manual
Mm.
like configuration, and I was very good at this, like driving racing with the manual car. So I thought,
I experienced it, the arcade car driving.
yeah, and also I have experience for automatic cars for several, almost 10 years, actually more than 10 years now. So I was always driving automatic cars. So when before I start manual car, I thought like I can do it by one day. I think I would do it. I can drive. I would be able to drive manual car on the road in a day. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's how confident I
Yeah.
am. But I started the engine. I couldn't even start the engine. I couldn't even start the car, and I had to.
So
Yeah, it's like,
that is already the first process
Yes.
that you need to do.
yeah, you cannot start the car, and I was very frustrated, and I couldn't even believe that I'm so bad at it.
Oh.
It was, and I decided to. I mean, now I can do it. I can start the manual car. I can go the cornering. I can even start my car at the uphill too. I can do it. I will be able to do, but I don't want to do, because I don't. It doesn't. It's not fun. It's not fun at all.
I think it's so funny. Sometimes you just found out there's few things. It's not just getting better, even though with the effort. For me, okay, I just think about one thing: making pose in front of camera is so difficult, especially when it's group photo with friends. I always make a bit awkward face. I don't know why it happened, and yeah, especially when it's just camera and me. When I need to make pose,
You feel
it's
awkward.
so awkward.
Actually,
It's so
I felt like
awkward.
that too. I was super awkward. I felt super awkward. So like, I think when I was 12 something, my aunt told me that you have to, you can practice it in front of the mirror, and practice
Yeah.
every day in front of the
Every
mirror,
day?
because I was always like
Oh my
weird
God.
face ever,
But do
outstanding.
you
weird.
know, actually your pose is so good. I think you really know how to make a good pose that can make you look taller or slimmer. I think you really had, from my perspective, I think you tried a lot. You tried but I didn't know you
I
tried
trained.
it.
I really trained. So yeah,
In front of mirror,
like military way, like smile for 5
Oh,
seconds, like
wow.
like military.
So that was the result from that.
Exactly. So
my
practice
God,
never. How do you say? It always bring your result.
Wow.
So we have
And
2 more questions
Yeah.
to go,
okay.
and I really like this question. What everyday task makes you happy? And these last 2 questions brought me very good positive feelings, because it's
Oh,
like both are
yes,
like
me
what makes
too.
you happy basically. You think about a lot of happiness, like what makes you happy, and just thinking about something makes you happy makes me happy, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, to focus on to the question, what everyday task makes you happy?
But actually, maybe I was a bit confused about the task. The task. How did you understand? How did you understand
Any
the
daily
task
routine
meaning?
thing.
Just
Daily routine thing.
okay, the routine. Okay, then the same thing. For me is, I think I'm really happy when I wake up with excitement. So when I wake up with the feelings that, oh, there is something waiting for me, or there is something I can do which I was waiting for,
Mhm.
or if I think about some specific activities that I need to do is
If
when
if my answer makes your answer easier, if I say this, you will say like that. My
okay.
the everyday task which make me happy is making coffee.
Yeah, yeah. The thing is, I like this a lot too. Making coffee and having slow morning, but I think for me, sometimes I'm not happy when I am making coffee even. So I really enjoy making coffee. I really enjoy
Yeah, of course I
just
cannot be
coffee
happy every
in
day, but
general.
yeah, in general, yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking a little bit more about making coffee actually,
Mm-hmm.
because I was enjoying making coffee a lot when COVID just started, for example.
Yeah, you had this hand
And
milk,
now,
which takes a
yes,
day to
yes.
really.
And then these days, for example, not as same as before. Not same as before.
Okay.
So I was thinking, okay, what makes me happy when I'm making coffee was it should be this making coffee with this weather, which is perfectly matched with my mood.
Actually, this one I want to answer it as a like a last question, the answer for the last
Oh.
question. Actually,
Okay.
then maybe we can. I mean, for me, like making coffee definitely is my favorite everyday task. You know, like I mean, it's not every day. I don't do it 365, and if I miss, I get paid fine or something. I don't do it, but
Yeah.
the reason why I like it is you have some kind of I always make coffee although I'm late to have some to have some pause in my life so I can have like when
Yeah.
I have an espresso machine, and when I have to do it everything by myself, not the grinding. Of course I have a grinder, but like by making this coffee you smell the coffee powder and you press something and you feed into this espresso machine, and it feels like structured. I feel structured.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like like how boosting up, not boosting, booting, reboot, kind of reboot.
Yeah. I also that feelings kind of maybe bring to you as well. Oh, I don't know what time do you make coffee, but me normally I make during morning and maybe after lunch. So it kind of feels like I started my day or I started my half of the day, something like that. I I really have same feelings about coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But what kind of other different task that brings you happiness?
I really like to drive to. I mean, when I have to go to the office, so it's hard to say that it's every day because these days I'm doing home office most of it. But let's say
Yeah.
I go to the office every day, then I really like to listen the music, listening any music in my car to drive when I'm driving to my office. Like I always choose some playlist before I start my car, especially when I'm driving to the office, because that's basically making your day first. You know, it's set.
Yeah.
You define
Yeah.
your mood, and that's how I define my mood from the day.
Yeah. Driving, unfortunately, I cannot be related because I don't have a car.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I can imagine why you like it.
And also, like, not only
Especially in the
driving, but
morning.
like when you go on an U-Bahn, if you take U-Bahn all the time, S-Bahn all the time, there also like a headphone, like just morning music which
Yeah.
set your mind for your day.
Yeah.
This
It's
I really
really
like it.
nice.
And
Mm.
for the last question, actually, this question is very related to our big topic for this season. What is the happiness about our life? But this question is, what makes you feeling happy? And this was actually very complicated question because it's not very specific.
Yeah.
And for me, if I can start, then
Yeah, of course.
I was thinking about this question a lot for this month actually to prepare this podcast, and actually I was
Mm.
having pretty bad days recently, and this helped
Mm.
a l- very much to make positive mind. And I was like thinking about why driving my car, what makes me
Mm.
happy. And then I was listening the music, and like in the morning it's not too warm because we are in Germany. In the
Mm.
morning it's kind of chilly, so to say, and like the breeze was pretty cold and pretty chill, and the sunshine was very beautiful, and I feel like, wow, I feel so happy, although I don't know why,
Yeah.
but I feel happy. And I was thinking, why am I happy? Is it because of the good music, or is it because of the good sunshine, or what is it? And then I realized that it's just like harmony of my mood and everything,
Mm.
and it's just like
Yeah.
I make myself happy. That's how I realized that my mood.
That's
I
so great
Yeah,
answer.
yeah.
Yeah. And I think on the top of that, if you realize and if you have this think about yourself that you are there
Mm-hmm.
and we were put to feel this really great mood and just other things which surrounded um, from us
Mm-hmm.
when everything is in the good harmony.
Yeah, like working
and
well,
when
that means
yeah,
working well.
yeah, and at the same time when we feel appreciation from that, I think we can feel happiness.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I was just thinking while listening your answer, maybe I answered my um, answer about this last question for the
Mm-hmm.
previous one. Um, Waking up with excitement brings me happiness. I think it's also because if you know there is something you want to do today, if you know there is something is waiting for you, like this kind of thing also brings you happiness.
Yes,
That
definitely,
because
definitely.
yeah,
Excitement.
because that
Yeah,
yeah, excitement because that means you're not alone. That means you have something to do.
you're meaningful.
Yeah,
It makes
yeah,
like it makes me feel like I'm meaningful. Yeah, it's also
yeah,
really nice to. I yeah
yeah.
I skip. I mean, I skip, but I forgot the point. But I missed the point about the excitement. That's actually, yeah,
Excitement.
it brings a lot of positive things. Like, yeah,
Mm,
especially if I see myself these days, like excitement for a new thing or excitement for anything, actually builds, yeah, makes you happy.
mm. I I was thinking in this direction too. So excitement and our mood also can brings our happiness. But if you are a little bit achievement driven person, so for me it doesn't matter how small or big things, but even with the small things, when I feel myself, oh, actually I did this better than yesterday, or I
Yes,
did
yes,
this better than
definitely,
1 week before,
definitely.
that's really that like just seeing myself, okay,
Yeah,
I'm getting better,
yeah, yeah. Like
it's also a lot of
achievement.
happy feelings. Yes.
And also for me, I feel really happy when somebody knows my effort. When somebody appreciate of my effort,
Oh,
I did
yeah,
something
yeah,
for
yeah,
you, or I did something for somebody, or I did something, I put a lot of effort, and if somebody
yeah.
appreciate it, I feel really
Mm.
happy.
Because it means you're valued.
Yes.
Like maybe it's also related to the first answers that we were talking
Mm-hmm.
about excitement, because excitement, we can have excitement about something like experience that we never done before, or like something work, but like thinking about, okay, when someone is waiting for you, when you're waiting for something that you're doing together with other people, that also means, oh, we are valued.
Yeah. And Yes, yes. Actually, you,
Yeah.
as you mentioned this, I also have another thing which makes me happy.
Mm.
Like, for example, when I get a message from old friend that I
Mm.
almost forgot, that makes me very happy because that feels like. So recently, my work buddies from my lab contact me for something, and yeah, I feel very happy because I almost forgot you, you know.
Oh
And it's like, but
my
you don't
god.
forget me, and you still contact me because you're thinking about me time to time, and that brings me
Exactly.
such a nice feeling too.
What I was thinking actually, also is when I receive a phone call,
Mm-hmm.
like it can be message,
Mm-hmm.
but I just kind of thought about phone call thing from family or your old friends or friends back in our home country unexpectedly,
Yes,
and
yes.
then you just continue this conversation for ages,
Mm-hmm.
because those kind of thing really, like you didn't expect, you didn't even make this time for calling or okay let's chat this time, but you just thought about this person, and then you just show how much you're caring about this person.
Mm-hmm.
And when you feel, oh actually there were connection
Yeah, yeah, that's,
between us,
yeah,
that we are
definitely.
missing each other,
Definitely.
that also gives happiness.
Because
Yes.
that makes me feel alive. For me, I would say like death, you know, is kind of very heavy word, but death will be being forgotten, from somebody. For
Oh
me,
yeah,
that is
yeah,
the death
yeah,
of
yeah,
a definition of death.
yeah,
If
yeah,
somebody
yeah,
forgot me, I'm the dead person to this person, you know.
yeah,
And if
yeah.
somebody contact me for, oh hey, how are you? It's been a while, then I feel like I'm
Mm,
alive again.
mm,
Yeah.
that's
Actually,
so true.
I really
That
enjoyed. Yeah. Sorry.
you really enjoy?
No, I really enjoy. I'm really enjoying about the topic today.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I had a question about this thing. I don't know how I thought,
Mhm.
but how I think, but um, why we are happy. So I'm happy when there is stranger, when you just bump into stranger on the street, like randomly walking, and then when people just smile at you,
Mhm.
and because for me that makes me happy as well. And
Yes.
sometimes when happen, that kind of made my day as well, like the whole mood um of the day.
But it's
And
also when you're happy. Also, it's like you have to be prepared for that, no?
but the thing is, I had some experience um before when I was in great mood
Mhm.
to smile at someone, and then when something happened, when someone just smiled at me,
Mhm.
even though it's this person is stranger,
Ah, yeah.
that kind of, yeah, so I had a feeling their mood kind of transferred to my mood, and I could smile back again.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you mean. For me, my hobby is waving to any ship. You know me, waving to any ship, and if somebody wave me back, I feel great, flattered.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
I feel great because like, I mean,
Yeah.
not many people wave me back, and if someone like this, yeah, like I see you too. I'm here. Yeah, you're there. That feels great.
Yeah.
So today
So
we
yeah,
talk about
Mm.
myself, myself, and talk about us. And I feel like
Mm.
I know better than before, like today morning. I know
Me
better of
too.
myself than today morning, and I know
Me
of
too.
you that better than before, and I really like this.
Mm. Likewise,
Mhm.
like sometimes we both may think, when there's friends really close next to you, you may know many things about this person, but it's never ending. I think
Yeah,
just
yeah, it's always.
you get to know better and
Yeah.
better.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's fair thing. We don't know it like ourselves that well. How can we know someone else? Is always like it's beautiful
Yeah.
that we have always new things to learn about each other and ourselves. It's very great.
Mm. Yeah.
Actually, we don't really fix the topic for September yet.
No.
So
No. We need to think about it.
yeah, it was actually
Any ideas?
yeah, it was very big run for 4 months. I would say like with the I myself. Maybe for the next
Yeah.
one we can go with a little bit like easier topics. Like a
Yeah.
lighter topics,
Yeah.
funny ones. So yeah.
What about yeah, actually, yeah, I think I would love to go in this way as well, but maybe we can think about a few days more.
Yeah, we can think about it. I will think
Mm.
about it when I'm in Korea. Probably I will record next podcast in Korea for the first time.
Ooh.
Yeah, we have to think about
Ooh.
time difference too.
Are you gonna bring this microphone?
Yes. I have to. I have to. You have to
Okay,
remind me
okay.
because I almost forgot. So
Okay, I will remind you for
until then,
sure.
I wish you a great
Until then,
time. And
you
think about happy
too.
moments,
And
Always like what makes me happy because it makes you happy. Always.
yeah, it was great topic,
Mhm.
and I hope you have a good rest of day, and we can talk soon.
Yeah, same to you.
Mm. So,
I'm Han,
I'm Chino.
and we are
We're
Noel.
no.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
See you.
See you next time, everyone.